So as I mentioned, we're going to get some details concerning the rabies vaccination drive. Joining me is Dr. Niger Lowhar. He's a veterinary officer from the St. George West County, of course, under the umbrella of the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. Dr. Lowhar, great to have you on this morning, man. Thank you for your time and the information you're about to deliver. We hear rabies all the time. You know, you're growing up here, rabies, and if a dog bites you, you'll get rabies. The dog has rabies. We know it's something that's dread, it's brutal. Well, what exactly is rabies?
Well, rabies in medical terms is acute viral encephalomyelitis. In layman terms, is actually a disease, a viral disease of the central nervous system. Right?
And it's fatal to animals?
Yes, fatal to animals, fatal to human beings. It is a zoonotic disease, meaning that it could be spread from animals to humans. So it's of great importance to us. And
is it usually via a bite? Because I always grew up hearing that. Don't let her bite you, you could get rabies. So the assumption is if you get bite by a dog or some animal that you could get rabies.
Correct. Well, any animal, you must be wary of any wild animal. Or if a dog gives you an unprovoked bite, that is a sign that is possible. But we don't have that canine rabies in Trinidad. If you get scraped by an animal, like for instance a bovine, a cow, that is infected, you could also contract the disease.
Wow. So what do you imagine?
But it is in the saliva of an infected animal.
Okay. Yes, understood.
Okay.
So I would imagine those with livestock, it is important to vaccinate your livestock.
Yeah. It's very important. But the reason you're vaccinated is because we have a vector that spreads the disease in Trinidad called the vampire bat. The common vampire bat and the white-winged vampire bat, Desmodus rotundus and Dismias youngi, are the vampire bats that spread the disease in Trinidad. So if your animal gets bitten by these bats because they look for a blood meal every night, they could usually spread the virus via the bites, via the saliva into the wound, and your animal could get infected.
So I would imagine sheep, goats, cattle, what other animals, for those looking on and that's your livestock, should be vaccinated? Because I know that for sure I know it's cattle and sheep and goats, but what else? What other animals?
Well, basically, rabies could infect any mammal, right? All mammals, but the most susceptible livestock is sheep, is bovine, traditionally bovine, buffalo. And in recent cases, we've seen sheep, goat, hunting dogs in particular are at risk. Anybody who sleeps overnight in the forest is also at risk of being bitten and contracting.
How does one make an appointment to get their livestock vaccinated? Well,
you could call we have county offices, veterinary county offices. There's a veterinary officer for every county. You could call the office and make an appointment. But at this point in time, we are on a vaccination drive, a national vaccination drive. So we're promoting that you call 398-3515, because at this present time, we hired some young, very energetic, enthusiastic veterinarians, so 12 of them, and the intention is to, within the next 6 months, vaccinate all the susceptible animals, livestock, in Trinidad and Tobago.
Let me ask you, is there a cost attached to this vaccination? And more so, is there going to be downtime for the said animals after the vaccination?
No, there won't be any downtime. There's no harmful effect of the vaccination to the animal. It's totally safe. And it's also free of charge.
Okay, excellent.
But it's essential that we get it done. That's why we're offering it like that, free of charge.
What are some of the symptoms of rabies? If you watch your animal, you recognize, okay, something wrong with this goat here, something wrong with this dog, or even as you rightfully said, you get bite, the saliva, it gets into the bloodstream, and you, as a human being now, start to get some symptoms, something off. What's going on here? Wait now, like I have rabies. What are some of the symptoms?
No, well, it is, as I said before, it's a disease of the central nervous system, which is the brain and spinal cord and nerves. So you will see CNS signs, central nervous system signs. You'll see incoordination, ascendant paralysis. This is usually seen in bovine. You see ascendant paralysis. You see recumbency, they get down and they're unable to stand up. You see staggering. Sometimes there's paralysis of organs. That is the common thing because it's affecting them. There's paralysis of the swallowing mechanism, so the animal is unable to swallow, and they start to drool and froth because the saliva builds up and drools. They also see that they'll get aversion to eating and to drinking water. And we refer to that as hydrophobia. So this is common across the board in most mammals.
How long can the livestock survive with the rabies if undetected?
Undetected, it usually goes down within about a month time of being contracting the virus.
And obviously there is treatment, as it were, for it.
No, well, once you see clinical signs, meaning you see these physical manifestations, and the animal, that is sure, it would not survive.
Yeah.
Right? So, but that is why prevention is most important. And the way to prevent the spread of rabies is by vaccination. So we promote that.
I know there is sometimes tagging involved. One, for those hearing about tagging for the first time, explain what it is, and does the vaccination involve tagging for livestock? Correct.
Well, what we do is every year, well, we vaccinate every 1 to 3 years, but depending on the type of vaccine we use. Some vaccines offer our immunity of 3 years. Right now we're using a 3-year vaccine. And when we come to vaccinate your animals, most likely it will be the cows, the sheep, the goat. We'll be using, as soon as we vaccinate, we'll give a tag. This year we're using a yellow tag. We use color codes for the tags to indicate what year it was last vaccinated. So it makes for ease of reference, ease of identification, when was the last time the animal was vaccinated.
As we wrap things up, where can those looking on this morning with animals, with livestock, a number, email, a website, they could go to just get more information to get their livestock vaccinated?
Well, you could call this number I called before, 398-3515. In fact, that is the only number you need to call at this point in time because we have the vaccination drive taking place.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I want to thank you for the time. And, well, the drive had started, right? So it's already begun?
Yes, it's in process.
And it's going?
Yeah. When that is done, we should not have a problem with rabies or any outbreak for at least the next 3 years. So it's important to get it.
All I know, Dr. Lowhar, is when I grew up, you hear rabies and people tend to, you get like, oh, you know it's something not good.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that the vaccination is there, and let people obviously take the livestock in and put yourself in a gear, and of course your animals. All the best. Thanks for coming through.
Okay, no problem.
We'll take a quick one.
Good to be here.
Of course, man, of course. Great to have you. We'll take a quick one. We get ready for the 7 a.m. news update, and we come back with more on the other side. See you soon.